Thank you for watching LMC Media and joining us on Community Conversations. I'm Lauren Lambert, and I'm here with Heather Mullen, president of Fields for Kids, a grassroots community organization that works in partnership with local governments and wants to address our fields and make improvements to our fields. Welcome, Heather, and thank you for coming.
Thanks so much for having me on.
So I want to start by asking you, what is Fields for Kids exactly, and what do you hope to achieve?
So Fields for Kids is a grassroots organization, and it was created in 2006 by a man named Jim Hanley, who's a Village of Mamaroneck resident. And he basically saw this need for improved fields within our district. We had this explosion in population, especially in youth sports. And if you looked around at the time, we had lots of available assets, but they were in terrible condition. And we can show pictures, but Mamaroneck High School field was a complete mud pit, and there was no turf field anywhere in the district. And so it became very apparent that we needed to find ways to really improve the assets that we had. So in 2006, Fields for Kids was started with a group of community organizers. And the idea was to work with our local governments and the local municipalities and the school district to really find a master plan that was going to help the entire district maximize the assets that we had. So our first project was in 2008, and that was at Alma Field in Flint Park. And then we moved on to the high school field in 2011. And then we did Lorenzen Park, which is a baseball facility, in 2014. And it really has become a project-to-project organization, and we're really trying to take it in a new direction because it became very apparent that maintenance became a big issue. And so Fields for Kids has just reorganized in the last 2 years with an incredible new board of 11. And our goal is really to look at our entire district holistically and see the assets that we have and find out the way that we can maximize them and revitalize the places that we have, including projects that we'll speak about in a bit, but really find the best use for the assets that we have and find places that we can put turf, because that is really brings longevity to the youth sports activities.
So what projects are you working on now? And you're creating a plan, an overall master plan to work on these projects, and then starting with different projects in different locations?
So the way that we have looked at it, as I said before, we are looking at the entire district, and we live in this very unique area because most people live in a town or a village, and our school district is the Village of Mamaroneck, the Village of Larchmont, the town of Mamaroneck, and the school district. So we have a wide swath of properties and a lot of people involved to get involved in the project. So we started off looking holistically and decided that the most impact that we could get on a project right now is what we're calling the Homex Alma project. And it's a 3-part project, and each part is contiguous, which is why we've decided to do it all together. The first part is the Homex outdoor play space, which we're calling HOPS. And if you've ever had kids who have gone to Homex Middle School, as my 3 children have all are long gone, recess is always in that back parking lot. And we like to say the kids feel like they're playing in a prison, which obviously they're not, but there's not a lot to do. They basically stand around on pavement all day long and, try to dodge the one ball that is allowed to be thrown around. So we had this vision and worked closely with Dr. Schaps, the Board of Education, and Dr. Saki to create this incredible outdoor play space, which will include a full court basketball, which will have a self-contained wall, so you won't have to be hit by balls if you don't want to play, an obstacle course, a fitness area, which will both be used by the PE department as well, and lots of seating for kids who want to just hang out or play table games or chat with their friends and don't want to be involved in the chaos that generally is middle school recess. So that's the first part of the project, and that is going to start in July, and will be done, and ribbon cutting will happen before the first day of school, which is super exciting for these 1,300 middle school students.
Wow.
The second part of the project, which we're hoping to start late fall, is Alma Field, which basically was again done in 2008 and has really outlived its maximum life. It is in desperate need of revitalization. So we are working with the Flint Park Conservancy in the village of Larchmont to do an incredible revitalization, returf, and put in a lot of better spectator amenities. Currently, if you ever see a game there, you have to look through a 6-foot chain link fence. The chain link fence obviously will be brand new. It will be lower. They're going to be seating with shade structures and places to watch the games for spectators, which will be so much nicer than the current situation. And also the field will be able to be broken up into smaller fields because a lot of the youth sports now is really involved in smaller 7v7 type games. So that's the second part of the project. Will be started hopefully at the end of the fall. And then the third part of the project is with the town of Mamaroneck. And we have just finished a feasibility study on the Hommocks fields. They are 2 big grass fields. And the goal there is to put in 1 turf field and 1 grass field. And right now we're in the conceptual layout phase. So we haven't gotten a final layout from them, but we are going back and forth with the architects and the town of Mamaroneck constituents and stakeholders right now to figure out the project. But the idea with that project, it will be a 2024 project. So we are looking at it as one big fundraise. It is a $7 million all-in fundraise and for all 3 projects, because we really envision this whole area looking more like an athletic and recreational campus versus chain link fences everywhere that you have to peer through to watch your children play sports.
So you work with local governments. Can you explain how that works? These
Yes.
different partnerships that you create?
So I would say that's one of the most challenging parts of the job. And, Fields for Kids, we like to call ourselves Switzerland because we are the go-between in all of these municipalities. As I said, we have 3 municipalities and a school district. And one of the things that we're also looking to do is bring back taxpayer money into these projects. So we have spoken to county, state, and federal representatives. We've been in talks with Kirsten Gillibrand's office, Shelley Mayer, Catherine Parker, Steve Otis. We've reached out to George Latimer to really, they are all interested in finding us funds to help fund this project, which is incredible because obviously we pay so much in taxes for living here. And it's a great way to get more for your tax money and bring the tax dollars back into the community. So we're super excited. We've had nothing but great feedback from all of these, all of our legislators, and they're all out trying to find us money to come back into the project.
So you work as a coordinating entity. Basically, you're raising your own private money, and then you're also working with the different public governments and the school district to help them get some grants and to help them figure out if they have money in their budgets to contribute to the projects.
Exactly. So, Fields for Kids has always worked in a private-public partnership model, and it's been super successful. For instance, the HOPS project, the school district has already pledged money towards the project, which just goes a long way for the credibility of the project, and the constituents who are donating privately are very happy to have the school take some action towards this incredible project. We have our method of fundraising is interesting because, again, we start with the grants, and that's something that's the higher up money, and we hope to have that trickle down. We also are contacting anchor donors, and that would be donors of 6 figures and up who want to be a significant part of the project. And then we really love, the most thing about Fields for Kids is getting as many donors that we can get involved in the projects. Our goal for this project is to have 1,000 donors. Over the weekend, we had a big fundraising blitz, and the idea was we wanted to raise $100,000. We had a very generous donor agree to match $100,000, and actually we exceeded that And he is actually going to match the total of $112,000 that we raised. So it's super exciting to have that grassroots fundraising. I mean, it was a 48-hour fundraising blitz, and we had 350 donors, and they were in lots of $50 up to $1,000. But it really just showed the buy-in of the community and really improved awareness for the project. One of the things that we struggle with, especially with all the different municipalities, is education. And Fields for Kids really finds it important to make sure that everybody's on the same page and it's not a terrible game of telephone tag. That's why we have made a huge effort for education. And if you look at our brand new website, which we launched at fieldsforkidsmamk.org, it really explains in detail every part of the project and every part of our past projects so that everybody gets to hear the same information. So it's not, did you hear this? Did you hear that? The mixed messaging becomes a struggle for us. And so we really are hoping to get everybody on the same page, all the municipalities, all the stakeholders, and all of the community that has questions. It's a great place to look for answers for that.
If people want to help with the project, if they have expertise, or if they want to get project updates, can they put their email address in your website and be on your mailing list?
Absolutely. So if you donate, your name automatically gets put in our database for any kind of updates. There's also a link down at the bottom just to get more information when you would like. And we're always looking for people with expertise. Our board is a group of 11, and we have everybody has a very different skill set. And so within those skill sets, we're also looking for committees, whether or not it's a fundraising committee or, other kinds of committees. We're getting lots of people to help with finding grants. But so we would love to have community help. We are always looking for more boots on the ground to help spread the word.
Wonderful. So we will be posting this on our website, and we hope that you will be posting it on your website too. And we can have some more conversations in the future, potentially about project updates at some point. Excellent. So thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add? Or you want to put we'll put your website name at the bottom here, but is there anything else you want to tell us?
Yeah, I think I just want to kind of reflect on our motto, which is really, it is one community, Larchmont and Mamaroneck. And that's just such an important part of where we came from and where we are today. I mean, we're basically in the exact same spot that we were in 2006, where our fields are a bit of a disaster and we're having this explosion in youth sports. And it's so important to us to come together as one community. And our partners are not only the municipalities, but they're also the sports leagues. We have total buy-in from all the sports leagues, and they've all agreed to donate to the project, which is really incredible. And it's just, it really is our job to bring everybody together. And so that's what we're hoping to accomplish, not only to create a difference within the community, but also to bring everybody together. And one other thing I wanted to mention is we talked about the Homix Alma project, but we're also in conversations with other people within our district for future projects. So as we talked about, we're really looking at a master plan, and we just met with the Village of Mamaroneck board, the Village of Mamaroneck Board of Trustees, to go over a possibility of working with them at Harbor Island. We've never worked with the Village of Mamaroneck before. It's the only municipality that we haven't worked with. And so we would be super excited to partner with them as well, to look at a project, possibly finding a place to put a regulation track for their seniors to have a place to walk, and for the 450 runners in the Mamaroneck Union Free School District to also have a place to run. And maybe renovating Lanza Field, which is the softball field in the back of Harbor Island, which is the gem of the Village of Mamaroneck, and Fields for Kids would love to get involved with that. So the opportunities are endless, and we would like to really focus our attention right now on the Homix Alma project, with the opportunity to look at a master plan as we go forward.
Thank you so much. It sounds like you're providing such a valuable community service, and this is such an amazing resource that we need to allocate our money responsibly and figure out how we can get what the kids need to play sports and enjoy their outdoor recreation.
Great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.